Hello everybody, welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel, and I hope you are all having a wonderful Monday. We are here to have a good stream. I've got a bunch of articles that I'm going to read to you because screen share is not screen sharing. And so I don't want to be boring and have videos with audio and no visuals. So we're going to, I have 7 articles open, and I've balanced them between politics and science. So it should take us for a good bit, and we should have some good discussions during that point. And then, of course, I will be switching over to Mortal Kombat just to have some fun. So I hope everyone will enjoy themselves and stay for the whole stream and just have a good time chatting. So before we switch to news and everything, I hope everyone had a good weekend and had a fun St. Patrick's Day if you guys celebrate. I had dressed up on Saturday night's stream, and I had like a white shamrock shirt and a green tutu and a green bodysuit underneath, but the bodysuit was a little bit too sheer, so I wasn't able to wear it without the shirt on, because then I would have been thrown off Twitch and YouTube. So yeah, that would have been a bad thing. So, but we did a good long stream on Saturday night, almost 5 hours. It was crazy. Of course, I got a copyright claim for the copyright-free music I was listening to for the intros and the breaks. But luckily, it's not a strike, it's just a claim, so that's good. It doesn't affect anything. But it's still frustrating. The people who make this music make it specifically for streamers to use, and then the streamers still get hit. It's like, what the fuck? It's so silly. It is so silly. Let's pop over to Twitch chat so I can make sure that I don't miss anything. I've got my phone up here for YouTube chat, but I don't have it up here for... I don't have it for... What the hell am I going to say? I lost my train of thought. That doesn't bode well. That does not bode well for the stream. Let me tell you that right now. Oh look, Blind Press lost her train of thought in the first 2 minutes of the introduction to the stream. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. No wonder the stream is called Manic Monday. Oh, Jesus, that's sad. That is just sad. So, as I said, I'm splitting the news into political and scientific today. I've got 3 political articles that we will discuss, and then I have 4 scientific articles that we will discuss. And so I'm going to save the most explosive political article for a little bit further down into the stream, but I'm just going to make sure that I've got everything pulled up. Yes, I do. So, Pierre Poilievre has been making rally stops these past 2 weeks because Parliament has not been sitting because Justin Trudeau chose to adjourn Parliament because Brian Mulroney died. Now, what they could have done, and what they're going to do today probably, is tributes to Brian Mulroney in the House of Commons. And they should have just taken a day to do that like 2 weeks ago and then moved on, because we have a lot of very important pressing issues going on right now that need to be addressed. But no, they were too uncomfy for Trudeau, these issues that we need to discuss. So we now have had an adjourned Parliament for the last 2 weeks. So, during this period of adjournment, Poilievre's been making some rally stops, and they have felt rather campaign-like, which makes sense because I have a feeling that we are not going to be waiting till October 2025 for an election, because we have way too much going on right now. We've got the carbon tax that people can't afford. We have housing that people can't afford to rent or buy. We have groceries that people can't afford to buy. We have just so many issues that Justin Trudeau is not addressing properly. And we are going to see, I think, a vote of no confidence on the budget. And this article from CTV News is talking about Pierre Poilievre's stop in Halifax on Sunday. Axe the Tax was the rallying cry at a Halifax rally on Sunday, where federal Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre drummed up support among the more than 1,000 people who packed into a ballroom at a downtown hotel. Yeah, he is absolutely picking up steam here. He is, at every rally, we see people packing venues like this. And it is not just fringe groups that the Liberals would have you believe. It is normal, common people who aren't terminally online, people who aren't far right, people who just want to be able to live and eat and buy their groceries and send their kids to extracurricular activities and be able to save money, and just normal life things that he's talking about here. These are normal everyday people. The Liberals want you to think that these people are all of them are far right extremists. No. I would say maybe like 2% of them are super duper far right, like crazy people. I'd say the rest of them are normal, more center, and are just tired of this. Quote, "Canadians are good and honest people," said Poilievre to the enthusiastic audience. Quote, "and they don't have to live this way." No. That's the thing. We don't have to live this way. That's the thing. He's speaking common sense things that everybody is thinking. We don't have to live this way. We shouldn't have to live this way. This is ridiculous. And to live this way simply because we are Westerners and have it better than other people in the world, that's literally how it feels that Trudeau is making us do this, is bullshit. It's martyrdom. We don't need to be a country of martyrs to get things done. In fact, it's not getting anything done. Poilievre, wearing an Axe the Tax t-shirt, was in the Maritimes this weekend, launching a new ad campaign called Spike the Hike and Axe the Tax, which targets Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his Liberal government's carbon pricing policy, set to increase the cost of carbon from 60 cents to 60 cents a dollar to 85 cents per ton. on April 1st. Which we don't need. We don't need a frickin' 15-cent hike on this stupid tax. This is absolute bullshit. And it's a money grab. Because we keep sending our money over to the Ukraine for a war that we're not even fighting. It's like, but we have Canadian citizens that live here. Yeah, we do. And they're Ukrainian Canadian. They have become citizens of Canada. So, and they are not over fighting in the war. Quote, Happy St. Patrick's Day, Halifax, were Poilievre's first words on stage. Quote, who is ready to axe the tax, were his next, which stirred up the crowd with chants of their own and waving signs with the new slogan. Yeah, he's not into the fuck Trudeau chants. He's actually said that. He thinks it doesn't really accomplish anything, but he understands it. He understands why people do it. He's never really been for it. The Conservative leader is building up support on the East Coast after another campaign-style rally in New Brunswick on Saturday. Well, the East Coast has been one of the most hard-hit areas by the liberal nonsense that has been happening. They've really been struggling up there, especially with carbon tax pricing, because a lot of people out in the East Coast heat with oil and natural gas. Political pressure is mounting for Trudeau and the Liberals to call the carbon price hike, or to halt the carbon price hike that is set to take effect in April. Yeah, but they're not going to do it. They've already said it. They've already come out, and Trudeau's already said, my job is not to be popular. And basically, fuck you, I'm not going to change this. I'm going to keep this going. So that's never going to happen. Nova Scotia Premier Tim Houston has long called for the abandoning of the carbon tax, and this week the opposition, including Nova Scotia Liberal leader Zach Churchill and NDP leader Claudia Chender, issued statements echoing the call. Holy shit. Dude, when you have provincial parties that are also Liberals and NDPs going, okay, please, no. That's a problem. Usually we have some sort of solidarity between provincial and federal parties here. We're seeing it with the Conservative premiers and Poilievre. They're right 100% behind the opposition leader. When you've got provincial party leaders coming out against your federal ideas and they're the same ideology as you, that is a big deal. Freeland came out yesterday and said to help alleviate some of this, she has decided to cut the beer tax hike by 2%. Freeland has decided to cut the beer tax hike by 2%, has she? But Freeland came out yesterday and said to help alleviate some of this, she decided to cut the beer tax by 2%. What the fuck? Who cares? What? Jesus Christ. let them eat cake. Both Churchill and Chender asked the federal Liberals to pause the carbon tax hike, pointing to the issues of affordability and believing there are other ways to meet greenhouse gas emissions targets. Yeah, there are. Especially since CO2, Pinkalo pointed this out the other day. CO2, people keep saying CO2 is bad, CO2 is bad. Do you guys know how much of our atmosphere is made up of carbon dioxide? It's carbon monoxide that we don't want. But everybody keeps saying we need to lower CO2 emissions. Why? Do we want to kill the trees? The trees need the CO2 so they can give us oxygen so we can, breathe. Do we want to kill the trees and the plankton? Is that the thing we want to do? And why is no climate scientist going, why are we all saying CO2? Polyev played it up to the crowd on St. Patrick's Day and raised an Irish beer and said, everything is getting more expensive and Canadians can't afford any tax increases right now because they can't. We literally, there is nothing more that we can afford. We need relief, not a relief on a fucking beer tax. We need actual relief on carbon tax. Not the current tax. She's reducing the sin tax. Oh, okay. She's reducing the sin. She's reducing the sin tax hike by 2%. Oh, well. Believe for her. That must make her feel all warm and fuzzy inside, just like telling Canadians to cancel Disney Plus and they'll be okay. I still can't believe she did that. Like, seriously, just cancel your Disney Plus subscription. Everything will be fine. You'll save money. Quote, with the quadrupling of the carbon tax, in the doubling of the housing costs after 8 years of Trudeau, it's enough to drive a man to drink. But he's raising the cost on that too, said Polyev, holding up a dark brown pint of Guinness. But he's not wrong. There's and people, we have the raising of drug addiction, alcoholism, suicide rate. The beer tax is going up on April 1st, said Polyev. Just another way Justin Trudeau is playing a joke on all Canadians and making any little pleasure that Canadians have left more and more expensive. Yes, because all we need to do is work to live. That's what they want us to do, is work to live. Work to live, and that's it. Just get up, work, come home, sleep. That's pretty much it. The Conservative leader says he'll look to force a vote in the House of Commons next week to try and halt the planned carbon tax increase. Good. Make it a fucking confidence vote. Or save that for a budget save that for the budget. Budget, not budget. What the fuck is a budget? Blind press. What? That always happens, isn't it? Or doesn't it? You're in the middle of saying something and then your lips decide to just put a V in where there should be a B or something, and it just ruins your entire sentence.
It's life to work because your life means nothing but to go to work and come home. Button. Over Pink Hallow, the driving moderator. It's life to work.
It's live to work because your life means nothing but to work and come home.
Here in Norway, the bank manager of one of our largest banks, DNB, told us in a speech at Davos that we need to learn how to suffer.
Over it says, here in Norway, the bank manager of one of our largest banks, DNP, told us from a speech at Davos that we need to learn how to suffer. At the same time, her yearly salary is 15.8 million. Holy shit! Jesus Christ over it. That's a lot of money. Learn how to suffer, huh? I love how they're coming out with it now and just not hiding behind any of this anymore. Like, they're not... At least they're being more transparent with their evil. You know what I mean? At least, like... Because they think we've gone to sleep, so they're like, okay, now we can be evil. So, like, but see, we're waking up now, and we're seeing how evil they're being, and it's just making us more angry. And it's almost a good thing that they're not hiding their evil anymore. Because now we can see it for what it is, and it no longer looks like we're just being crazy right-wing conspiracy theorists.
To pay less every month. Nope, I'm losing $100 more a month as of next week.
And then Pinkalo says, normally when you renew your mortgage, you're supposed to pay less every month. Nope, I'm losing $100 more every month as of next week.
Yeah, we had the same problem with the Bank of Canada schmuck. Keeps on thinking that by raising the prime interest rate, it's going to bring down inflation.
Yeah, we have the same problem with the Bank of Canada schmuck. Keeps thinking by raising the prime interest rate, it's going to bring down inflation. Yeah. Or that he's doing us a favor by not raising the interest rate. I'm keeping it at 5%. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice of me? I'm keeping the interest rate at the same insane rate. I'm not making it more insane. But I'm not lowering it either. Like, fuck you. So, apparently, the police arrested 2 people outside of a liberal fundraising event because there was a protest in Toronto. And they arrested a Rebel News host among those arrested. So this happened on St. Paddy's Day. So Toronto police say they arrested 2 people at a pro-Palestinian protest that took place outside an event featuring the Prime Minister, and those facing charges include a reporter for the online media outlet Rebel News. Well, interesting. I didn't know that Rebel had pro-Palestinian people among them. That kind of takes their credibility down even more. That's... Hello, Mr. Costin. Police say 2 men were arrested Friday at the rally outside the King Edward Hotel, where Justin Trudeau appeared as the guest of honor at a Liberal Party fundraiser. Protest organizers issued a statement ahead of the event, saying the demonstration was meant to send a message to the Liberal Party of Canada that it could not proceed with, quote, business as usual amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war. Why? Why can they not? Oh my God. Go protest in frickin' Palestine and see how far it gets you. You morons. And I bet you all of those people are white.
Chat message and Pink Callow, the driving moderator. Not shocked. Button.
Not shocked. No. Police say one man was charged with mischief damage to property, while another they identified as David Menzies. Another... Again? It's the same guy! David Menzies is the same guy that Freeland's fucking people arrested. What the fuck?
W.R. Costin. Again, pink ad reaction. Button. Pink Callow. Pink close.
That is literally the same dude.
Chat message input. Chat. Ellipsis.
David Menzies was charged with obstructing a peace officer and breaching a peace bond. Both Rebel News and Menzies later issued statements on X, formerly Twitter, confirming his arrest and saying it came about as he was trying to interview demonstrators on camera. A video posted by the outlet showed the commentator being taken away by police after attempting to interview some protesters. Interesting. I highly doubt they were there in support. No, it just said that Menzies was there to interview some of the supporters, so why are they arresting him for interviewing protesters, though? Menzies has been arrested multiple times in interactions with both Liberal and Conservative politicians, most recently in January outside a Richmond Hill, Ontario event involving Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland. An RCMP officer providing security for the minister made the arrest, while Menzies was trying to ask questions, and York Regional Police later said he was released unconditionally after it was determined there was no credible security threat. Yeah, because he was just asking a question. He was literally just asking a question. It was an uncomfortable question that she probably didn't want to answer, but it was still just a question. In an email sent Saturday evening, Menzies compared the most recent arrest to his encounter with RCMP at the Freeland event and described both as, quote, illegal. I was peacefully doing public interest journalism in a public place when they suddenly grabbed me, arrested me, and took me to jail and held me for more than 4 hours, he wrote. He said he's consulting with lawyers to decide whether to pursue legal action against Toronto police. I don't blame him. As much as I think Rebel News is kind of a ridiculous outlet. He was just doing interviews. It even says here that he was just doing interviews. So the police didn't have to arrest, there was no need for them to arrest him. There was, he was interviewing pro-Palestinian people, probably trying to find out why they're pro-Palestinian, which is his right as a journalist. And the police came in and told him and took him to jail, which, again, freedom of the press. We have freedom of the press in Canada. You don't have to agree with what the press says to respect freedom of the press. So, again, like, why are the police, and why are they targeting David Menzies in particular? Because, again, like, this is not his first arrest in regards to him conducting himself as a journalist. And this makes it so people have to defend rebel media who may not necessarily want to defend rebel media because of how hyperbolic they get. But this is not legal. Like, this is not constitutional. The way that this is being done is absolutely unconstitutional, and it can't be allowed. And I really do hope that Mr. Menzies does pursue legal charges against the Toronto police. Because, again, you can't just arrest a known journalist for interviewing people. So, speaking of Palestinian discussions, apparently today, the NDP are going to put forward a motion to recognize a Palestinian state. And this is going to really test the coalition, which is really the coalition. I don't know if this is going to stand. I don't know if this is going to stand the test. In which case, vote of no confidence. Ottawa. MPs are set to vote Monday on an NDP motion calling on the government to officially recognize a Palestinian state, testing deep splits in the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's Liberal caucus over the Israel-Hamas war. The motion also called on the government to advocate for an end to what it calls the, quote, decades-long occupation of Palestinian territories. It calls for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza and the release of all hostages and arms embargo against Israel, unimpeded humanitarian access to Gaza, and a lifting of the, quote, arbitrary cap on the government's temporary resident visa applications from Gazans. You want a arms embargo against Israel?
I highly doubt they were there. Add chat message inputs. Settings.
That's not going to happen.
Settings. Click all messages 3.
That is not going to. Wow.
Chat message input. Chat ellipsis.
Holy shit, dude. That is not going to happen at all. First of all, you cannot expect Justin Trudeau to take a firm stance on anything, let alone something this decisive. Second of all, he is never going to vote yes in favor of an arms embargo with Israel. Especially when no other ally is doing that. He doesn't have the balls to do that. This is the thing. He's arrogant, but he's a pussy. And he doesn't have he won't do that. This is not going to pass. And the only way that humanitarian aid is going to be unimpeded in Gaza is if Hamas stops fucking stealing it. Do you think it's the Israelis that are stealing all the humanitarian shit? No, it's Hamas coming in and taking it from the civilians. You can't be serious. You can't actually think that the Israelis are stealing the humanitarian aid that is coming in for the civilians when they've been trying to get all the civilians evacuated from their targets before hitting their targets. But yet again, Hamas keeps impeding that. The House of Commons is scheduled to vote on the motion Monday afternoon. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'll be covering part of that tomorrow morning. And I guess question period will be happening today, which means I'll be covering that tomorrow morning. That's going to be the first half of tomorrow's stream for sure. On Monday, the NDP has a motion that it pitches as a call for a ceasefire. It does so without demanding Hamas surrender and no longer rule Gaza. It also calls for a litany of other things hostile to Israel, changing foreign policy to reward a terrorist attack. Not smart, said Liberal MP Anthony Housefather. Yeah, the Liberals there are going to be a lot of Liberals who are not going to stand for this. No Conservatives are going to stand for this. And I don't see any Bloc Québécois standing for this. This is not going to end well for the NDP. And this is going to tank whatever support that they have from specifically Canadian-born people that know what's going on. No, they're going to lose that. This is bad. Like, again, it's a really good thing that these people are showing their evil right out in the open now. It's great. Now, and people are understanding just how horrible these people are, and now we know how to take care of them. Just vote them the fuck out of office. And fix all the shit they broke. Is it like that? Just on where am I? On sorry. Oh, here we go. The Center for Israel and Jewish Affairs launched a petition in opposition to the motion. No shit. Saying it's, quote, it threatens Canada's values, foreign policy, and support of Israel while giving Hamas what it wants, recognition and support. Yeah, literally. This is literally a motion to support Hamas. Jagmeet Singh and his NDP are literally coming out and going, hey, guess what? We are supporting of terrorists. And we would like Canada to also come out and openly support terrorists. This is insane. When I heard Jagmeet Singh stand up in Parliament and say that we needed to recognize Palestine as a state, what was it, last year? I was flabbergasted. This is him going, hold my beer, folks. Liberal MP Selma Zahib has said she will vote in favor of the motion. Of course, her name is, I'm not going to say that. The Liberals have been in talks with the NDP about amending the motion. Although it's unknown what the context of the amendments would be. iPolitics reported on Saturday. The war in Gaza started when Hamas terrorists stormed into Israel on October 7th, killing 1,200 people, including several Canadians. The attack and Israel's subsequent military campaign to destroy Hamas in Gaza has been dividing the world, or the Liberal caucus, ever since. I'm just gonna say it again. They killed 1,200 people in one day. Indeed, they are not even bothering to cover up even more. Sorry, my grammar goes out the window and I get a bit worked up. Enjoy your streams, but I have to run now. Thank you for popping in. Thank you very much, Over It. I hope you have a good day. But this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Rob Oliphant, Parliamentary Secretary to Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly, apologized last month for saying two of his caucus colleagues were, quote, arrogant for calling on Canada to back South Africa's allegations at a UN court that Israel was committing, quote, genocide. In a previous leaked conversation with a constituent obtained by CBC News, Oliphant also criticized the government's decision to pause funding to the Palestinian Support Agency, UNRWA, saying it was a, quote, political decision to appease Canada's allies. The Liberal government restored its funding commitment to UNRA last week, a month before its next $25 million payment to UNRWA was due. $25 million to UNRWA? What the fuck? What in the fuck? $25 million to the UNRWA. That's insane. I am going to be keeping a close eye on this motion today, and I will tell you about it tomorrow. We'll cover it tomorrow, along with the question period, because it's going to be a spicy one today. I have a feeling. Remember yesterday how I brought up that the work probably had to do with money disappearing and playing hide the money? I think I was right. Yeah, I think you were right too. Jesus Christ. This is insane. I am flabbergasted by this motion. I'm definitely going to be I think the just chatting half of tomorrow's stream is definitely going to be mostly political. Mostly a Can Polly day for the just chatting part. Because, whoo boy, this is big. This is very, very big. I'm kind of lost for words here. Oh, look at that! I've gone mostly to the hour. About 49 minutes with our politics, which is good. Let's see. Lord Femin! If we just stopped sending money out of the country, period, homelessness, drug problems, all the issues we are currently dealing with would be done. Yeah, but, we can't, because Cause optics. The optics are important, you know, apparently. So we have to keep doling out money to wars that we're not even involved in. So, yeah.
Think about it, even if there are 5 million homeless people in Canada.
Think about it. Even if there are 5 million homeless people in Canada. Well, yeah, if we stopped...
Should I change the title of the stream to correlate with the big trending topic, which is it's gonna be a bloodbath?
Yes.
Think Paolo, the driving thing and reaction.
How do I change the title of the stream without ending the stream?
Think, Lord Famine F, set delete. Think Paolo, the driving geek moderator. Should I change the title? Think Paolo, the driving geek moderator. For some reason, bloodbath is trending on the American side, is in relation to the orange man, I'm guessing. But
Oh, okay. Well, it's gonna be a bloodbath is sufficient because of the politics and the combat in a little bit. So let me change it on Twitch and let me change it on YouTube. We'll keep the Manic Monday. It's gonna be, should I put bloodbath in quotes? Or just... Bloodbath is... Is bloodbath one word or two words? I can't remember. I think it's two. Yeah, Trump said it in relation to the auto industry. And the left is trying to say he meant it like an outbreak of violence. Oh my God. Oh my dear Jesus Christ. Is that seriously why? Where? Fuck you. Edit. There we go. There we go. Save changes. There. Oh, now I have to go back and fix my chat settings. God damn it. There. Talking about toxic Chinese cars built in Mexican mega car plants. Ah. So you're completely forgetting that in Canada we have 20 massive car plants too. No, I'm not. I just don't understand why Trump cares about why does he hate Mexican car plants so much? I don't understand. I don't get it. That's funny. Everything has to do with every other country because nobody has any idea what we produce up here. I love it. It's true. It's so goddamn true. It is... Nobody... Everyone's like, Canada, that's the country with snow and moose, right? It's like they don't think we make anything.
Video player.
It's weird.
Palo, the driving beat moderator. All capitals. And Ping Palo, the driving beat moderator. All capitals.
All capitals?
Ping Palo, the driving beat moderator. That's funny. Everything hit and reaction. 10 collapse video.
Fuck.
10:55 collapse.
Okay, let me fix it again.
Video. Live Manic Monday. Bring your coffees and pull up your seat. It's I can dismiss, record, edit, back, blank load, edit thumbnail, in title. Text field is edited. With space, cap E. Disc title. Edit thumbnail, add delete. A, space cap E, space cap L, O, D, space cap A, T, H, exclamation mark. Miss edit, screen time, further setting, rails, app, blood, lens, dot,
BLOODBATH. There we go. Fixed it. Now I gotta go over to Twitch and fix it. That's okay. This gives us good time to switch over to our science-y stuff in a moment. Cap TH. I love how voiceover says that. Oh, wow. I'm almost at 470 followers. 432 followers to go to hit 500 on Twitch. There we go. Singapore is in China now. Yes. Because their government is either China or Japan. Apparently he thinks they're owned by Chinese companies and doesn't want Americans to have plants to have to compete. Oh my god. Because everything is either China or Japan, their government is literally king of the fucking hill. Singapore is in China now. Yup. Kia is made in China. Yup. Don't forget that terrible, terrible Chinese company known as Toyota. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Stupid, stupid people. So, moving on to our science portion. Physicist claims the universe has no dark matter and is 27 trillion years old. So this says sound waves fossilized in the maps of galaxies across the universe could be interpreted as signs of a Big Bang that took place 13 billion years earlier than current models. Oh, sorry, 27 billion years, not trillion. The current models suggest. Last year, theoretical physicist Rajendra Gupta from the University of Ottawa in Canada published a rather extraordinary proposal that the universe's currently accepted age is a trick of the light, one that masks its truly ancient state by also ridding us of the need to explain hidden forces. Gupta's latest analysis suggests oscillation from the earliest moments in time, preserved in large-scale cosmic structures, support his claim. Interesting. Can't wait till they find out who makes Lexus. In fact, Lexus and Toyota are made in the exact same plant in Cambridge, Ontario, Canada. Yep. We've we make lots of shit up here and nobody seems to realize it.
Text field. Double tap to edit.
The study's findings confirm that our previous work about the age of the universe being 26 billion years has allowed us to discover that the universe does not require dark matter to exist, says Gupta. Well, okay, it doesn't require it, but does that mean that it doesn't exist? Because saying it doesn't require dark matter and actually finding proof that dark matter is not here is different. Quote, in standard cosmology, the accelerated expansion of the universe is said to be caused by dark energy, but is in fact due to the weakening forces of nature as it expands, not due to dark energy. So the forces of nature are weakening as the universe expands? Is that what Dr. Gupta is suggesting here? That the universe, as it expands, the forces that we know, like gravity, the strong force, that those things are weakening. That would be an interesting hypothesis. Rewind currently accepted models of accelerated expansion, and the emptiness of space stops being very empty about 13 billion years ago, with every fleck of material in the universe confined to a volume you could now fit into your top pocket with room to spare. Interesting. This was all fine and dandy until measures of what are thought to be freshly baked galaxies revealed a universe that appeared surprisingly mature. Massive cosmic objects, not even a billion years out of the ovens. This leaves astronomers with a dilemma. Either existing models on the evolution of galaxies and the black holes need adjusting, or the universe has in fact been around a lot longer than we think. Huh. Interesting. I wonder which is true. I wonder if we're wrong about how stars and galaxies form, galaxies and black holes form, or if the actual age of the universe is closer to 26 billion years old. That would be a fascinating discovery, and I wonder how this is going to get discovered. Current cosmological models make the reasonable assumption that certain forces governing the interaction of particles have remained constant throughout time. Gupta challenges a specific example of this. Coupling constant, asking how it might affect the spread of space over exhaustively long periods of time. Okay. It's hard enough for any novel hypothesis to survive the intense scrutiny of the scientific community. But Gupta's suggestion isn't even entirely new. It's loosely based on an idea that was shown the door nearly a century ago. Okay. Which is this because of Einstein's talk about dark matter not existing? I think that was Einstein. I could be wrong, because physics is not my strong... Physics is definitely not a science that I am good at. Surprise, surprise, because it involves complicated math equations. In the late 1920s, Swiss physicist Fritz Zwicky wondered if the reddened light of far distant objects was a result of lost energy, like a marathon runner exhausted by a long journey across the eons of space. His tired light hypothesis was in competition with the now accepted theory that light's red-shifted frequency is due to the cumulative expansion of space, tugging at light waves like a stretched spring. I didn't even know about the tired light theory. Interesting. This is what I mean. This is why I pick articles like this, because there are some things that I do know a little bit about because I do watch a lot of space programs, but stuff like the tired light hypothesis I didn't know about. So this is cool. The consequences of Gupta's version of the tired light hypothesis, what is referred to as covering coupling constants plus tired light, or CCC plus TL, would affect the universe expansion, doing away with mysterious pushing forces of dark energy and blaming changes interacting between known particles for the increased stretching of space. To replace existing models with CCC plus TL, Gupta would need to convince cosmologists his model does a better job of explaining what we see at large. His latest paper attempts to do that by using CCC plus TL to explain fluctuations in the spread of visible matter across space caused by sound waves in a newborn universe and the glow of ancient dawn known as the Big Bang. While his analysis concludes his hybrid tired light theory can play nicely with certain features of the universe's residual echoes of light and sound, it does so only if we also ditch the idea that dark matter is also a thing. But can we do that? Can we do the ditching of dark matter? Is that a thing that is possible? Ooh, Lord Famine redeemed stretch. Okay, I will stretch. Oh, that actually felt really good. Thank you for that. Oh shit. I keep forgetting the wine rack is there now. Oh, all right. Thank you, Lord Famine. Of course, having no need to explain the origins of dark matter or dark energy would make physics a little easier in some respects. Whether CCC plus TL is up to the task of turning cosmology on its head will depend on whether it can solve more problems than it creates. For now, our universe remains 13.7 billion years young, even if it has a few curious skeletons in its closet. So, that's a pretty interesting, no worries, but time for me to head out to work. We'll rewatch later. Thank you! Have a wonderful day at work. Have a wonderful day at work. So yeah, it would be very interesting. And this research is published in the Astrophysical Journal. So if it is like a valid paper in a valid publication, and that's pretty awesome. And it would be interesting to see if we can actually solve the problem of dark matter and dark energy, and then kind of rework the way that the universe was formed. That would be really interesting. I've always been interested in like astronomy and space and the formation of the planets and the galaxies and stuff. So this is something that I'll definitely be continuing to look at and watch for updates on, because that was a really interesting story. And as I said, I find all this stuff super, super fascinating. So I will definitely be taking a look at this for future updates. So here's a story from the geological side of things. Ancient volcanic eruption near Japan shook the world with volcanic blast. So, through a detailed analysis of the Kike caldera near Kyushu Island in Japan, scientists have confirmed the biggest eruption to have ever discovered to have taken place in the Holocene, an epoch that began around 11,700 years ago and continues today. Okay, the Holocene, that's probably where we started making our impact. While the volcano has erupted more than once throughout its active history, accurately assessing the size of each blast has been tricky. To determine the size of an event that occurred around 7,300 years ago, known as the Kike Akahoya, end quote, Ka eruption, a team of researchers from Kobe University in Japan combined sediment samples from the seabank with seismic imaging to map out the shape of the caldera and the material and the material in it, looking for evidence of volcanic ejecta. So this is probably a very difficult kind of comparison to have to see where, like, if the caldera moved, if the caldera changed shape at all. Quote, large volcanic eruptions, such as those yet to be experienced by modern civilization, rely on sediment records, but it has been difficult to estimate eruptive volumes with high precision, because many of the volcanic ejecta deposit on land have been lost due to erosion. That is true. Erosion is a big problem with trying to figure out the scale of ancient eruptions. So says Kobe University geophysicist Nobukasu Sayama. The team focused on what's called the pyroclastic flow of the Ka eruption, the intensely hot funnels of ash, rock, and gas that would have powered through the water all those millennia ago. As you might imagine, this flow is hard to note is hard to model underwater, especially so far into the past. However, water does do a good job of preserving this ejecta. The instruments used by the researchers were able to look deep below the seafloor, comparing different types of material in terms of where the original and where they originated and where they end up. The team found the material ejected by the eruption would have covered around 4,500 square kilometers, or 1,737 square miles, an area several times bigger than the large metropolitan cities like London or Los Angeles. That is a lot of area. Holy shit. That is insane. Sending hundreds of cubic kilometers of rock and dust, scattering it is by some distance. The largest volcanic eruption of the Holocene ever measured. Even the 1883 eruption of Krakatoa, which was heard around the world, blasted a mere couple dozen square kilometers of material into the stratosphere. By using seismic reflections surveys optimized for this target and by identifying collected sediments, we were able to obtain important information on the distribution, volume, and transport mechanism of the ejecta, says Satoshi Shimizu, a marine geophysicist at Kobe University. The research should give experts a better idea of how volcanic eruptions pass through water in the future, all of which helps in volcano modeling. The more we understand past eruptions, the more we can predict future ones. Although we have seen some major eruptions in living memory, they are nothing like the super eruptions of the past, and considering the damage that one of them could do, it's something we need to be ready for. Yeah, could you imagine, like, the Krakatoa eruption was heard over I think it was a 1/12 of the globe. Could you imagine how loud something like this eruption would have been? Oh my god, like this is crazy. Or something like Campi Flegrei. Giant caldera eruptions are an important phenomenon in geoscience, and because we also know that they influence the global climate and thus human history in the past, understanding this phenomenon has also social significance, said Sayama. The research has been published in the Journal of Volcanology and Geothermal Research. So that's a pretty interesting...
You seem to have something on your mind, dear. Are you okay? What? Pink Callow, the driving heat moderator. A volcanic eruption, oh my god. What?
A volcanic eruption?
Driving heat moderator.
You seem to have something on your mind, dear. Are you okay? My mouth is not wording today. I don't understand what's going on. I also said budget instead of budget. So I don't understand. I do not understand what is going on with my words at all. But that is okay. Well, I have 2 more articles to read, but I need to go to the bathroom. So I am going to put up the be right back screen and mute my wow. Jesus Christ, brain, could you work, please? I almost said mute my article. I'm going to mute the microphone. I will be right back with coffee. So share out the stream, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, I have returned.
Pink Callow, the driving meat moderator. Freud is gonna have a field day. Button. And react. Pink Callow, the driving meat moderator. You seem to have Pink Callow, the driving meat moderator. Freud is gonna have a field
Freud is gonna have a field day. Ah ha 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 ha.
Double tap to edit.
Okay. Let's go over back over here. What? This one will be fun. Here's a good article. How to safely photograph and experience April's solar eclipse. So, when the total solar eclipse takes place over North America on April 8th, many people will naturally reach for their phones or cameras to capture the moment. Brock Associate Professor of Visual Arts Amy Friend, an internationally recognized photographer, is offering tips on documenting the rare phenomenon safely, while also encouraging the public to while also looking while also
Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
while also encouraging the public to consider different ways of experiencing what for many will be a once-in-a-lifetime event. The chair of visual arts at Brock, first taking the safety precautions for viewing and documenting the eclipse, which can be found on Brock's Brock's eclipse on the eclipse on the escarpment webpage. Friend says it's crucial to have a proper solar filter on any camera, including on a smartphone. Quote, solar filters for traditional cameras and cell phones are available online from several retailers, but consumer research is key to ensuring the purchase of an international standard filter. A full aperture and off access with regulated qualities, making it safe for photographing the eclipse, she says. Let's see. According to the award-winning photographer, practice is also key. Practice beforehand by photographing the everyday sun without looking directly at it. Friend said friend.
Chat message in and ping Callow, the driving and reaction. Ping Callow, the driving moderator. Freud is gonna have a field day button.
Friend says taking photos of the sky on a sunny day will help determine appropriate aperture and shutter speed for such bright light. She also suggests getting comfortable with outdoor night photography. During totality, when the sun is fully blocked by the moon turning the sky dark, the camera will need adjust shutter speeds and aperture settings to take a successful photo. Friend says she recommends experimenting with the high dynamic range HDR setting on cameras, which captures high contrast photos. With this setting, many photos of the eclipse can be put together to create one image. The visual effect of this is very interesting, as the second-to-second variation in the sun flare created by the eclipse combined with the beautiful image capturing unique details, Friend says. So that's cool. I wish I will be able to see the eclipse. For those looking to get creative, there are other ways to view the solar eclipse, including pinhole projectors or building blocks building boxes that filter the sunlight and create a projection of the sun onto a nearby surface. Using this approach, the person would be looking at the projection instead of the eclipse itself, Friend says. Quote, what they would see is a dark circle in the form of a crescent, which is the moon, starting to cover the sun. While many people will want to capture a photo of the eclipse themselves, photographers throughout history have cautioned against photographing the celestial phenomenon, as it is difficult for the average person to achieve a great photo. We know what it will look like, and we still want to photograph it, but we don't want to miss an incredible experience in the process, Friend says. Through her research into the role of photography as proof of experience, however, Friend says the desire to pursue the capture of the moment is very natural. No shit. Of course it is. It's part of the human experience. We want to capture the memory so that we don't so that we actually have the visual representation of the memory instead of just having to think about it. It's very, very much a human thing. Very, very much a human thing.
11:30 a.m.
And I think it's very cool that humans have been painting and taking pictures and stuff for years. There is also the excitement of going online and sharing your photo. The after of the experience that can be quite engaging and stir up response and dialogue, simultaneously amplifying the experience and documenting it in popular culture, she said. Friend is fascinated by historic images of people experiencing celestial events in group settings as a visual time capsule into the culture and technology of the time. I think there is something quite beautiful about that moment where we all just stop and view something rare and spectacular in the sky together, she says. The sun and moon have paused life for a moment. That's a really cool concept, a really cool way of thinking about it. And see, this is why, like, I wanted to read this article because eclipses, like, obviously I'm never going to be able to see it. And it does kind of make me sad, but it's a space thing. It's cool. It's that's a lie, because anytime you share photos of your shit online, it gets ripped apart by assholes who don't even know what photography is. That's true. That is true, as evidenced by the comments on your posts. That is very, very true. I don't know where this professor at Brock is posting her photos, but apparently she's getting her ass kissed. I guess. Which, you know, as a renowned, rewarded photographer, you probably would get your ass kissed.
That's a lie. Add reaction. Close. Alma 2. Open
You,
reactions menu.
so,
App switcher. Twitch.
but hey, that's I guess how it works.
Set session at 1 view 468 followers. App switcher.
Okay.
Twitch. YouTube. Active. Ping Palo, the driving 8 moderator. Add reaction. Ping Palo, the driving 8 moderator. That's a lie.
So let's our last article for our science. Our next article for our science thing is about orcas. Orcas that hunt the world's largest predators may be a sign of a new population, say scientists. Do you mean the orcas that hunt sharks? And the reason I grabbed this article is because up until very recently, I didn't even know that orcas hunted great white sharks until Pink Hollow told me about it and showed me a video about it. So,
oh yeah, she's a female astronomer posting on the Block Astronomy website, that's why.
oh yeah, she's a female astronomer posting on a blog astronomy website, that's why. Yeah. Yeah, she's probably posting very selectively on a very select sites. Researchers from the University of British Columbia say they've identified a potentially new population of open ocean orcas, which hunt the biggest predator on the planet. In a study published Friday, researchers said a group of 49 orcas has been observed hunting sperm whales off the coast of California and Oregon. Oh, so they're not hunting great whites.
I love button.
Hello.
I love button. Pink palette. I love button. Add reaction.
Hello.
Close button. All 3. Chat list.
So yeah, these are not hunting great white sharks like the ones that I just found out about it a few months back. These guys are hunting sperm whales. That is interesting because sperm whales can go deep the fuck underwater. Lead author Josh McInnes said the orcas were seen hunting a herd of 9 adult sperm whales, eventually making off with one. Jesus Christ. It's the first time killer whales have been reported attacking sperm whales on the West Coast, he said. Other encounters included an attack on a pygmy sperm whale, predation on a northern elephant seal, and a dolphin. Risso's dolphin in what appeared to be a meal lull after scavenging a leatherback turtle, said McInnes, who is a master's student in the UBC Institute for the Oceans and Fisheries. So they scavenged a leatherback turtle and then went after a pygmy sperm whale, an elephant seal, and a frickin' dolphin. Researchers said the orcas observed in 9 encounters from 1997 to 2020. From 2007 to 1997 to 2021. Couple up to a subpopulation of transient killer whales amid the mid-oceanic population. Weird. That is odd. So these are transient killer whales. These are just random killer whales that don't belong to anything. They're getting them on the surface, not in the depths. Well, they'd have to, because orcas can't go as deep as sperm whales can. The study said the encounter witnessed with the sperm whales occurred in 1997, about 130 kilometers off the California coast. Many of the sperm whales in the pod were left with extensive injuries while one was killed, the study said. Approximately 12 killer whales were initially involved in the hunt, but the number increased into an estimated 35 killer whales spread out over 3 kilometers. Small concentrated groups of 4 to 5 killer whales randomly targeted and attacked an individual sperm whales of the Rosette, studies said. Describing how the whales gathered in a circle with their heads together and their tails pointing outward. Jesus. This is insane. I wonder if these killer whales are sick. Wow, fresh blood and an oil slick of animal fat could be seen at the surface following each attack. Jesus Christ. That's how bad they were injuring these whales. That is insane. That's the study continued. It said one of the whales was dragged away from the Rosette with several orcas still feeding on it. Oh my god, while it was alive. Holy shit balls. Yeah, orcas are definitely fucking evil, man. Holy fuck. That is insane. That is... The newest the newest thing that came out this weekend is they're trying to attribute all of these attacks to a different subspecies of orca. Damn, nature, you scary. Yeah. No shit. That's... In another encounter that took place in 2001, about 350 kilometers off the California coast, 7 killer whales from the same group were observed scavenging the leatherback turtle. McInnes said scientists collected a lot of photographs and data in these encounters, but couldn't match or recognize any of the orcas to any known killer whales of the northeastern Pacific. He notes 3 different types of killer whales live along the coast of California and Oregon. Residents, transients, and offshore. The studies show the individuals they encountered shared physical similarities with both transient and offshore animal types, but were not a perfect fit with either. I think this is what you were talking about, honey. Talking about they're talking about it being a subspecies of orca. I think that's what you were talking about here. You should look up how big a leatherback turtle is. I think I will after I finish reading this article. The report said researchers identified the orcas as possibly a new group, partially because of bite scars on their bodies from the cookie cutter shark, a parasitic shark that lives in the deep ocean. The presence of cookie cutter shark wounds provides indirect evidence that these killer whales have spent time in warmer oceanic waters, said the study. McInnes said almost all of the orcas had the scars, while they haven't seen them on other killer whales. Interesting. So why are these 50 or so killer whales coming from the warmer ocean into the West Coast shores? McInnes said but the big question is, where do these killer whales kind of fit in? Don't know, but what we do know is that they represent a population that seems to spend more time in the open ocean, McInnes said in an interview. Researchers said they also observed physical differences in the killer whales, such as patches on their fins and saddle. They said they hope to document more sightings and data from the new population in order to investigate exactly how different these orcas are from documented populations. McInnes said the discovery is the first part of a fun puzzle they are working on. They're just kind of the tip of the iceberg of what these whales are doing. I mean, are they all one population? Are they multiple? We don't know. So I feel like this is kind of the beginning of the start of the next steps in our research, and until we get more sightings and more information, we won't know, said McInnes. This is going to be a really interesting follow-through study, I think. I got it. We'll name them Hugo whales.
They should be called the outcasts because that's what this seems to be.
They should be called the outcasts because that's what this seems to be.
You should look up how big Pink Palo, the driving ape moderator. I got it. We will name them Hugo Whale. Add reaction.
Hugo whales.
Ellipsis. Text field.
That's funny. That's funny. Okay, before we switch to gaming, let's Google this. How big is a leather... Oops. How big is a leatherback turtle? Leatherback sea turtle. What is the largest sea turtle? Leatherback turtle. These are all pictures. I just want to told. The leatherback sea turtle, sometimes called it's the largest of all living turtles. How big is it though? It's the largest turtle in the world. They're the only species of sea turtle that lack scales or a hard shell. Huh. Interesting. Then how do they protect themselves?
Pink Callow, the driving eat moderator. Pink Callow, the driving eat moderator. They are too young for crazy pod and too crazy for the young pod. They are the outcasts. And reaction.
They're too crazy. They're too young for crazy pod and too crazy for the young pod. They're outcasts. Yep. They're Hugo whales. That's funny. Unlike other sea turtles, the bony shell of the leatherback is not visible. Instead, it's covered by a leathery layer of black or brown skin. Huh. Hence the turtle's name. The shell is ridges from front to back. Huh. Holy shit! 6.5 feet? And weighing up to 2,000 pounds. And that is what the fucking that is what those killer whales scavenged. Holy crap.
Ghost Dog 999. Nature born killers. Maybe they are serial killers of their killer whales. Button.
Natural born killers.
Ghost Dog 999. Nature born killers. Maybe they are serial killers of their killer whales.
Maybe they are serial killers of their killer whales. Maybe, Ghost Dog.
They are too young for ad reaction.
Hello, Ghost Dog, by the way. That's crazy. That is absolutely insane. 6.5 feet and 2,000 pounds. Jesus Christ. That is just messed up.
Chat message in add Ghost Dog 9 add chat message input chat app switch Twitch active Twitch.
Okay.
Twitch following back button.
Oh, I think I need to charge my earpod.
Points valid, loop back, missing monitoring device. Audio may not be heard as expected. Click to adjust loop back settings. To open the notifications menu, press Control Option N.
Blah, blah, blah.
You are currently on a button. Group. Click this button. Press Control Option Space. Set and link.
Okay. So we're going to switch to the game scene. Do that. Do this.
Add stream marker. Add stream marker. Range. Share stream. Edit stream info.
Change the category.
300. Just chatting. Category. Search. Delete. Miss edit. Screen type verdict heading. Braille dots cap ORTAL dots cap ONBAT space number 1 space 1 portrait. Adventure game. But Mortal Kombat fighting. But Mortal Kombat 1 247 viewers 100. Dismiss. Dismiss. Edit session. But
Yes, Blind Press is using this controller. Thank you.
apps with YouTube active. Go chat message. Ghost Dog 999. Wow, that is big turtle. But
Yeah, that is a huge freaking turtle.
Press cross to select. Horizontal whistle. L1 button R1 button switch homes. For more content, press the
I didn't know that was how big a leatherback sea turtle was. That's insane to me. That is absolutely insane.
Ghost Dog 999. Wow, that is big turtle. And chat message input. Chat. Ellipsis. Text field. Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
Now, yesterday, I made it to master rank.
recording. To open the notifications menu, remote picker button. Send a message, edit text, end of, and link. Find all of Blind Press's links, end of. Send a message.
11:50 a.m. 11:50 a.m. Open reactions menu 2. Ghost Dog 999. Wow, that
So,
is
Let's see if I can move up into the rank of master. Because I literally just, as you can see here, I'm just at the top here, or at the bottom, I mean, of rank, of master rank. I played in Rip's Arena yesterday as well, and I got paired with one of the top scorpions in Europe, and I was like, shit! It was pretty crazy. I can't wait till Champions of the Realms comes back, though. Reptile? I think it's Reptile. Yeah. Reptile. Okay. Block. Ah! He has Tremor? Ow. Ah! He grabbed me right out of my projectile. I love back two. Ooh. Fuck! I'm a bit scrambly right now. Oh, we both traded. We both got hit. Ah! You are everywhere, sir. Everywhere. Oh. Hello? Hello? Game? Oh, come on. His connection just completely lagged out on me.
Ghost Dog 999. Ghost Dog 999. Wow, that is Big Turtle. Add reaction. Button. Ping Brazil button. Ping cap close. Button. All mess 2. Chat message input. Chat. Ellipsis. Text field. Double tap to edit. Use the rotor to access misspelled words.
Yep, that is done. That is a dead cartridge.
Ghost Dog 999. Wow, that is Big Turtle. Button.
Oh, alright, fine. Don't press X. least I don't have to wait that long. Hello. Are you coming to play with me or what? I think they're gonna press circle. Yep. There they go.
Ghost Dog 999. Ghost Dog 999. We have a black screen on YouTube blind. But
You have a black screen on YouTube. Hold on.
Ghost Dog 999. We have a black screen.
What about now?
Add reaction button. Track position 4 minutes 20. Live button. Ghost Dog 999. We have a black screen on YouTube line. Add reaction button. Full screen. Live clip setting close. Alma 2. Open reactions menu. Ghost Dog 99. Ghost Dog 999. We have a black screen. Add reaction button.
Why would the screen be black? I didn't unplug anything. That doesn't make sense.
Ghost Dog 999. We have a black screen on add reaction button. Ghost Dog 999. The game was add Ghost Dog 999. The game wasn't showing, but
The game was, is it showing now?
Ghost Dog 999. The game wasn't showing, but add reaction. Chat message input. Chat. Ellipsis.
I just want to make sure it's showing now.
Add reaction. Button. Ghost Dog 999. The game wasn't showing. Add reaction. Ping Callow the Ping Callow the close. Button. Alm 2. Open reactions. Ghost Dog 999. The game wasn't add reaction. Button. Ghost Dog 999. No, but
No. That means my capture card might need to be updated. Which means I am going to, since I don't have any more stuff right now, fuck. There we go. There we go. Okay. I am going to cut this at the 2-hour mark then. And we'll figure it out tonight. And then I will be back tomorrow. Yeah, we're at the 2-hour mark anyway, so I will be back tomorrow and we will be talking lots of Canadian politics for the first half of the stream. So I hope you guys are going to be ready for that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Bye, everybody.